How's it going, everyone? Another Abzan stream again today. I think this is the same 75 that I streamed last week. I don't think I made any changes, nor do I think I really want to. I think I ran like 5 leagues at this point. I think I went 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, 3-2, or some combination of that. So the list isn't performing. I think the main thing that people have been kind of asking me about this list is the lack of lingering souls. I don't really want lingering souls, and I don't really miss it either. I think you do, like, I think it synergizes with the deck because of, like, Liliana with being able to carry a sword, but the power level of that card is just so low. I'm not sure if I really want it. And there's not really room in the deck anyway. I'm already like skipping. I kind of want like a third Scoos. I want a fourth Veil. So let alone like making room for like a Lingering Soul seems pretty hard. So I've been thinking about maybe having it in the board. So maybe I can cut like a Celestial Purge and then like maybe like a Pride Mage because it's gonna keep for 2 souls in the sideboard, make the sideboard a little bit more cleaner. I just don't know. I think it really depends on the meta. If like there's a lot of Jund, maybe I want Lingering Souls. But even then, like even matchups for Lingering Souls are supposed to be good against like blue-white control, Jund. Like even then, like the card is pretty lackluster because it gets red in 6th and it doesn't kill Jace on the draw. It just doesn't do enough. I feel like. So I think I'd rather just not have Lingering Souls, which is awkward because you think you'd want it in Abzan, but the power level of the card is just so bad. Like, Lingering Souls is just... It's coming to the point where I think Lingering Souls just isn't modern playable anymore, which is unfortunate. But I think we just have to adapt, and I think that's one of the adaptations we have to do, is we have to cut the cards that just aren't powerful anymore, right? And I think Lingering Souls just isn't powerful anymore. Which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do? It's gone to the Siege Rhino. It's a pretty sad pile, and it's sad that a lot of the white Abzan cards are going in there. Siege Rhino and Lingering Souls, while Jund is not. Like, Jund got K-Command. K-Command's still powerful, and it's getting Lurrus and Ren 6 and Croxa. And, I mean, we got Lurrus. Lurrus is pretty cool, but I don't think it's good enough. So let me close a couple windows, and let's give this a whirl. Insta pair. Moto wants us to get crushed fast and quick. If this Gauntlet Shine was an overgrown turn, this would be like a snap keep. Like, if we knew our top 2 cards were lands, like, this would be an insta keep too. Does it help that we don't know what we're up against either? Like, if we knew we were against, like, something where Fatal Push is a good card in the matchup, then, like, this would lean more towards a keep. But against, like, the blind, it's kind of hard to really justify this hand. Like, with a redraw, let's be greedy. Let's try this hand out. Who cares? That's what the stream delay is for. I think I would normally mulligan if this was like a big tournament, but I think I kind of just want to see how this plays out just for science. Because like if we end up hitting lands, like this hand is gas. Just having these 2 cards is really good. I'll probably mulligan to 5. So let's bobble. Stomping Ground. So this is Dredge. So we take the red and 6 here. We push the elf, and their hand is gas. Is ass. Hopefully we draw a green source off the top. We draw a green source off the top. We are just in good shape. No. Please. Please, deck. Please, deck. Come on. Not like this. Okay. Like I said, we can miss a land drop here. It's just missing this next land drop. Oh, Goyf is so big too. Yeah. Come on, green source. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Thank you, deck. And like, if they skimp on land drops here, no, they don't. If they have a Blood Moon, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, another Tarmogoyf. This is pretty good. This clock is so fast. Got there. Cloth this. So they can't Bloodbraid us. I mean, it's not like we're not going to attack with these guys. I think they're on no outs here. I kind of want to like bobble them on their upkeep. And then like see what they draw from there, and then like if they play the Bloodbraid off, I can just Fatal Push it with this Wish's Bobble. Being revolted. I think that's better than just bobbling on my turn. Like, I'm not gonna, like, my plane doesn't really change. I don't really care to level this guy up because they have Bolt anyway. So I think we're pretty locked here. Okay. And if they have Glorybringer, like, that doesn't do anything. They could exile Planeswalker, my Ghost Shrink, but they're at 1. And that's what they have Glorybringer, or like Elder Gargaroth or whatever that card is. If they have Elder Gargaroth, that's the card that punishes us. Okay, they don't have Elder Gargaroth. Okay. Cool. Bye. Sweet. One of our bad matchups. It's a card that I'm bringing in Celestial Purge for a reason. Yeah, like, I have Celestial Purge in my sideboard. So I see, like, Reed Duke. I watched him play against Ponza, and he actually boards out Liliana the Veil. And I'm, like, indifferent on it. Because, like, the minus ability, it's rare you can really tag anything relevant. Because they have Arbor Elves, they have Seasoned Pyromancer. And even then, like, Lilianing a Bloodbraid Elf isn't that great. So, like, you really need to, like... The stars have to align for them to really, like, have Liliana's minus really be relevant. That being said, like, Liliana's plus is really, really good. Yeah, double pips is also kind of a big deterrent in the matchup, too. So, like, I think what I want to... And, like, I see it board in Plague Engineers. I don't know if I agree with this sideboarding, because, like, when I played Gruul, like, people would board in Plague Engineer against me, and I'd be like, alright, like, okay. Like, so, like, from that point of view, it doesn't seem that great either. So the cards, like, I'm thinking about is, like, Pride Mage, Explosives, and Plague Engineer. So, like, Explosives, like, A lot of times, like, they'll have hands where, like, they just vomit a bunch of 1-drops on the board, like Arbor Elf and Utopia Spell, and you can eat all of them away, and you can kind of steal a little game there. I don't know if it's that great, but I mean, worst case scenario, you can kill, like, elemental tokens that, like, just chump block Tumbleglyph all day. We also have Sword of Fire and Ice, which kind of stopped that too. So it's like, it's kind of hard to really sideboard in this matchup. I think Veils do have to go. Especially on the draw. Maybe on the play I might want to bring him back in. It's just like, I don't know if I really want these Plague Engineers. I just don't think they're that great. Like, the world has to kind of... The stars have to kind of align for this card to really do a lot of work. That being said, we saw them when they cascaded Bloodbraid up. I did see an Elder Gargaroth that they got exiled, that they revealed. So, I mean, like... At least I, like, it stonewalls Gargaroth. But, like, even then, it's like, okay, well... Like, they're gonna win the long game, and they're like, so this deck beats us in the early game and beats us in the long game. That's what's really, really, really awkward. Maybe Pride Mage is just too bad. I can only close Blood Moon, and it's like, if they have a Blood Moon out, I can't cast it. More often than not, because I'm never fetching Basic Flames. Like, I'm never gonna prioritize fetching Basic Flames. But do we want these explosives with them? Maybe I just got one Plague Engineer. Just go like that. Sounds good. Sounds gasoline. So the thing about Gruul is they do mulligan a lot. Piling the deck, you just not inherently mulligan a lot because you just need a 1-drop, and because like otherwise if you don't have like an Arbor Elf or Utopia Spell, your deck just kind of gets super clunky. Sure. So I've noticed like the only way we win this matchup is if they mulligan like crazy. That's not a good draw. So we have to fetch the swamp right now anyway. I guess that's not true. Like the only way so let me take a step back. So we need to, like, we could do the little bauble scry trick here, but if we like the card we have on top, get to play a Blooming Marsh and Thoughtseize them, and they have 2 Blood Moon effects in hand, we get totally screwed and we can't play anything. That being said, if they do have that, it's not like we can cast our hand anyway. If that makes sense. So, like, if they have 2 Blood Moons in hand, it doesn't. I would like to fetch with our Marsh Flats anyway. So I'd rather just see what they have on top and Thoughtseize them. If they only have 1 Bloom effect, then we lose out on the Scry effect, which is fine. I don't think losing on the Scry effect does much. So I think I'd rather just see what our opponent's extra draws. So they have Basic Force. That being said, like, just a single swap doesn't really turn anything online in our deck. Bone Crusher, Relic, Scavenging Ooze. So I think I'm going to take Scavenging Ooze. And then they have Relic and Bone Crusher Giant. That's a good draw, Basic Force. So they have Basic Force and Bone Crusher in hand. So I think... So if we Thoughtseize them, they're just going to get Hellbent. So... Because I don't want to play this Goyf out, they're just going to exile with Relic and end a turn and then stop my Goyf. So rather, I think we just need a Thoughtseize here. and just like take the 4, which sucks. Yeah. We could just pass, you're right. Maybe passing was the better play. Passing was probably just the better play. Because I think the thought, like, we just kind of threw the Thoughtseize away. I think passing was just better line. I think you're right. Ugh, they top deck Blood Red off. That's gross. Hit Arbor off. It's fine. Yeah, I think passing was the better play. 100%. Because then they wouldn't have done that, and we could have Thoughtseized and played Tarmogoyf here. That was not a good play. That being said, we're not that far behind. That Blood Red off was a good draw, though. Leave the bobble last. I'm gonna have to take this. Awkward as it is. I can't trade a Tarmogoyf with the relic. Mega yikes. That's a good draw. So if we top deck a land here, we're actually okay. Because we can like play sword, equip it, and then attack, untap, play Batterskull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they play Bunker's Giant, their Colossus is active. Just awkward. Yeah. And we're just gonna block, take, go. So now we can't. I think we exile Goyf now. We're gonna exile it anyway. And then I think we trophy this Bloodbraid off. See what they draw. I can also see trophying this Bone Crusher Giant. And then we can attack. I actually think I like that more. So let's just see what they do. Ugh, don't draw anything. Man, that sucks. That just turns off our sword. Us Thoughtseizing is cost us so much. Because we could have Thoughtseize away, we could attack with the Scavengers and have a Batterskull in play, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters now. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Yeah, so me Thoughtseizing definitely cost us, because I thought they would just end their turn stomp us, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong to think they would do that. That's unfortunate. I don't think we would have won the game if I didn't Thoughtseize. Because we would have a Batter Skull in play. I mean, the game would go on, but then they'd just have like 2 Bloodbraid Elves, a Spyro, a couple Elemental tokens in play, and a Clothis that's just constantly ticking us. That seems wrong. Yeah, that's true. We would also be up 2 life. That's true. I should bobble myself and bobble my opponent just in case I draw Fatal Push. Yeah, I should just do this. Just in case I'll draw Fatal Push. Chandra, that's not good. Double Glyph's good. We need a Fatal Push. I don't think we can afford not playing this Tarmogoyf here. Oh, but if they Blood Moon us, it's so bad. Oh my gosh. If they Blood Moon us, we're just dead. If they Blood Moon us, we're just dead. So I think I just need to curve out, and then if they have it, we just lose. I think I just need to play Tarmogoyf here, and then next turn Tarmogoyf and Thoughtseize. I think we need to... just the nature of this matchup, I don't think we can be scared here. I mean, they could also have Pillage, and if they have Pillage, it's fine. I don't think I care. Like, it sucks, but like, at least we're playing. Yeah, they're just gonna Blood Moon us or Pillage us. Okay, that's fine. So this is where we kind of get the payoff here. Ooh, double Thoughtseize, that's good. Wow. So here, do I just take Spyro? Because I don't want it to block. And Bloodbraid Elf. Land, creature, sorcery. I think I like taking Spyro here. And then, like, if they play Bloodbraid Elf or Chandra, it's kind of like whatever. I want to take the card that's castable here for sure. There's no land in the graveyard for Clothis. And I want to make, like, we're kind of subtly the aggro deck in this position right now where we need to just kill them with Tarmogoyf. And the card that's going to prevent us from doing that is Seasoned Pyromancer. So I think I'm going to take Seasoned Pyromancer here and attack with Tarmogoyf. And the next turn just do Thoughtseize Tarmogoyf again. I could also do double Thoughtseize, so it's like... But then it's like, then they just have a Bloodbraid Elf or like, and they just have a Bloodbraid Elf in play. I'd rather just go aggro and just have 2 Tarmogoyfs. So I think I'm going to take this Seasoned Pyromancer. And then just attack with Tarmogoyf. And then if they... I could also just take the Chandra. I think I just want to get 2 Glyphs down. Hey, Rousley! Yay, you get to use the emote. I made it because of you, just so you know. Just so you know. I just gotta. They'll probably just exile Thoughtseize. Them tanking on this makes me seem like they didn't draw a land, which is good for us. And that Tarmogoyf is still bigger. Sure. I mean, that's the card you take. And then these Tarmogoyfs are going to be 4/5s if my opponent doesn't do anything. Oh, they had the fucking land. What are they thinking? I think the new art's sweet. I like it. Sure. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna. I like my original like condition one, so like I'm a little biased there, but I definitely do like it. If they attack with this Bloodbraid Elf, do I trade? I guess not. So we're just gonna Thoughtseize, take the Chandra. And we just go super aggro. Nice. This relic is kind of awkward, but at least we have a bunch of Tarmogoyfs. Maybe I should have played Lurrus and brought back the ball, but I kind of just need to take the Chandra. I have a GP art from going to a tournament. I can barely like the new art. I kind of don't like the GP art, but I guess I have to take this. I kind of don't like the GP art, but I think they're all pretty decent. I'm just a fan of original printing, so it's like I just always go for the original. I mean, if they pop it, makes their cloth this bad. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. But it's like even if they pop it, I guess they could pop it and then kill. Huh. That's fine. So they could like pop Relic and then like Bolt plus Stomp one of our dudes. But they have to sequence it correctly. The best card off the top of our deck would be, if they end up cracking a Relic, would be a Mishra's Bubble. They have 2 removal spells in hand. Let's just attack. It's gonna be a game of cat and mouse here. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do anything until my opponent does something. Okay. We could just completely blow our opponent out here. Oh, they're just gonna make tokens. Yeah, so our Lurrus is pretty bad. Which makes sense, because now they can pop this. Which wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's just a matter of, do I want to play this Lurrus now? I think it's worth playing this Hex Drinker. and then just bring it back with Lurrus later. Although they could just kill it and then exile with Relic. So then, like, yeah, I could hold up Trophy too. I think I like that line. I think that's a good line. So then that way, like, we can blow out their removal. Yeah. So I think I like that line a lot. This matchup is such a struggle, especially with Clothis. Like, Clothis is what changes this matchup. This matchup wasn't that bad before they adopted Clothis in this deck, but now it's just so good. Interesting that they exiled the Bloodbraid Elf. That's really interesting. Okay. I can also use the argument just like trophying the Relic too. Okay. Okay. I could see trophying this too. But they have 2 mana? What if they have that's 2 mana? Is it like Ren and 6? I see. Yeah, I think so the thing about Mythos is that the difference between 3 mana and 2 mana is a lot. This is awkward because we could untap. But then we can't attack either. So it's like, how are we going to attack if we, like, I don't see a world where we can attack here. I don't think I'm trying, because we need to end this game fast, because otherwise they're just going to kill us with Clothis. 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, that Relic is good. Yeah, I think at this point, untapping is okay, and we just play Lurrus. That's really just really bad. So we just play Lurrus, and then just pass. And then hope they whiff, and then we can the Relic is doing a lot of work. So they're doing a good job of holding Relic too. Punch is playing pretty well. We just need them to just not draw anything. We're just so sus. Just draw more Utopia Sprawls, come on. Just draw Utopia Sprawls and Arbor Elves. Just keep trying those. Oh my god. Okay. Cast it. You get a magic opponent. And the Clothis is not alone. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This Clothis just, that relic just did so much work this game. I feel like maybe I should have trophied that. Turn that untapped. I think I should have trophied the giant on the turn I untapped. Man. That matchup's just so bad. There's a reason why I run Celestial Purge. And even then, I had like no white mana that game. I think that's one of those matches where I kind of want to rewatch and see what I did wrong. I think untapping, holding 2 mana up was not good. Because like we just didn't do anything. That relic just did so much work because we could have just outground him in card advantage with Mishra's Bubble. Basic Swamp. What is our opponent on? Is this Jund or Iraq? Basic Swamp. Hopefully this is real. So this is Iraq then, I'm assuming, right? I'm just gonna not crack this bubble yet, because double swamp is super sus. Okay. Why would you do that then, unless you have nothing else that costs 3 or less? Ooh. So it's just Grok. Take the Bob because you're under removal spells. So they have a swamp in hand. Path's good. So let's see what they're gonna draw. Oh, we don't have a fail. That's pretty good. Okay, we have answers to it. We're gonna just ramp our rock opponent like crazy, but really wish it was the cast down that I swapped it for. Swapped the cast down for a path, which is unfortunate. They swamp, so we know all the cards in their hand. Let's probably discard the Catacombs. Here I'm gonna see what they do, and I'm gonna let them plus. I think I have more back cards than they do. I'm just gonna trophy the Leon in response. Because if they like draw Liliana here, it's like, well, that's exactly why I want a trophy. Fatal Push. Just trophy now. Abrupt Decay. That was exactly what I needed. An Abrupt Decay to clear the way from my sword. So now we're in top deck mode here. Hopefully my opponent just top decks nothing. I top deck any threat. It comes with a sword. That's that's kind of the downside with running this equipment package. Is they get to run Cling. That's pretty good. Is like they end up just being kind of dead draws until they're not. So like that gap where it kind of doesn't do anything is really awkward. Cling is pretty good here. Just inherit card advantage. No. But something in hand. I can't believe they... Hopefully it was just a discard spell. Okay. Don't be anything good. Damn. That Cling was so good. Okay, so we need to draw something here. That's pretty good. Just have discard in your hand, won't it? This Liliana's awkward too. Okay. So I'm going to attack our opponent. They have to block. They take it? Holy shit. Wow. I kind of want to hold off here. I kind of want to crack this clearling just to see. If we draw Liliana, we're like so good. Like I think we want to cast every spell we have on our deck. I think at this point, unless it's Batter Skull. So I think I want to practice clearing now. That's fine too. I think I'm gonna want to do my Scribe Bobble trick at the end of my opponent's turn. Okay. Don't be any removal. Don't be any removal. Don't be any removal, please. I guess they value going for Lily, which is weird. They probably have a removal spell here. Scoos. Okay. So this Scribe Bobble trick is gonna be pretty good. Fatal Push. They're not Really? Wow. They are interesting. I kind of want to see what they do here, because if they draw a removal spell, I'd rather just let them like kill my Goyf and just go in on the attack, and then I can push the Goyf. Like, I kind of want to rope them into attacking me. I'm really shocked that they did that. They just let me get 2 Sophie triggers, and that's absurd. But I guess like they're just so behind. It makes sense. Still, that's crazy. So what they could do is they could, if I block Goyf and they have a Liliana in hand, if they have a Liliana in hand, I'd rather have like, so what they could do is I block Goyf on Goyf, right? They could exile Bob and Liliana, and then after combat, and then they both the Goyfs die and they play Liliana and they can sack my other Goyf. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna block the Skoos. Unless they have a Collector Brutality main, I think this is the safest line. And then like after they activate all that stuff, I'm just gonna Fatal Push the Scavenging Ooze. Because if I block Goyf on Goyf, he can let damage resolve, he'll exile Planeswalker, both Goyfs die, and then they Liliana Edict, and I have no board. Our opponent's playing so weird. I don't understand. This equipment, though. Some Veils. Spell Bombs. EE. Kaya's Guile. Take out Discord. Yeah, I think this is fine. Rock is pretty cool. Just running into all these decks that I have piloted religiously, which is kind of funny. I could see Ashok's coming in maybe, but I feel like I'd rather just have cards that actually are kind of relevant. In terms of, I can cash it in, like Spell Bombs I can cash in. In terms of Yard Hate, I feel like Ashok doesn't do anything really. It shuts off fetches, but like by the time we land it on turn 3 on the draw, I feel like they'll have all their mana online. I could see like a Perch coming in if they have like Liliana the Veil, or like if they have a Cletus or something. But I think that's a little loose. My dog is scratching the door. Her opponent has a Bob. We are fucked. but we can't mulligan a hand like this. Okay. That's fair. What's that? Oh, she was scratching herself. Yeah. I'm gonna do the bubble trick on myself again. Because if they play like a Dark Confidant or something, I want to bubble trick myself. Because I need to hit a removal spell. Marsh Flats. I do not want to Marsh Flats. I'll get a Triome. So let's hopefully draw a Fatal Push. Fatal Push. Fatal Push. Spellbomb of our own. I think I'll play Stoneforge, because if we get Liliana, that's the card that we care about the least. Gosh, not having a removal spell for Bob is just so bad. Tarmogoyf. Let's get draw. We need lands. That's the issue here. So we need lands. Wow. We single Pulse on a Stoneforge Mystic. So that just kind of proves that their hand is also removal light. Oh, thank God. That means we get to Veil them. That was pretty big game there. Real big game. Yep. Yep. Do I want to discard this Batter Skull? Guess I have to, right? I could also just do nothing. But I think this Batter Skull is just so far away from being playable. Let's just do it. Extra Lurrus? Maybe. I just feel like in the long game, this Lurrus is going to accumulate so much card advantage. Because I'm actually thinking about Lurrusing this turn and then bringing back this Bauble, and if they Spellbomb us, it's like whatever. And then I can like trade my Lurrus for this Grimflare, and then bring back, and then just play whatever. Because I kind of want to play as Lurrus and like brick their Spellbomb here. This Batter Skull is just so far from being castable too. They just have land. Okay. So I can see two lines here. I could play Lurrus and then make them crack the Spellbomb, or I could play Tarmogoyf and our own Spellbomb. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, that's a good eye, because then they get Delirium too. So maybe the line here is just play Scavenging Ooze? No, but then I want to be able to block, so I think I play Tarmogoyf and our Spellbomb. Mr. Jurassic Park, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. And then that way, if they want to take care of our Lily, they have to attack their Grimflare into it. If they draw a removal spell, that sucks, but like, what are you going to do? They have Delirium. So they're digging. Liliana would be like the perfect draw for them. Hopefully they don't have that. Hopefully they just draw discard. I'll take them having discard. The card that'd be really good for us is just land. So then we can just like play a sword and equip. Thank you for playing Abzan. That's like the only thing I do in Magic. So you don't have to thank me there. I'm a dedicated Abzan man. Don't get me wrong. I'll trade my Goy for Brutality here. Like, that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah. That's fine. Ooh, shock. Another Goyf. That's pretty good. Kind of don't want a plus. I think I want to cash in one of these Lilianas. Yeah, I think I could just cash in this Liliana. They probably just sack a Goyf here, and I could play Scavengers. Hopefully that. Oh, they would have, huh? I just missed that. Thank you, chat. Thank you. I need to replay that. But then again, I didn't have the mana open though. I kind of want to draw the card. That's the thing. I think I still minus here. Probably sack the Goyf. And then hopefully I draw land and then the Scavengers can take over the game. I think I fetch first so I can hold up both colors. Trying to get started with the new Abzan thing. I wonder if the Abzan have budget, don't know what to do. The thing about budget is it's hard to kind of gauge. Everyone has a different budget, and that's kind of the awkward thing. And everyone's situation is kind of different, and it's like everyone might I don't know what kind of cards you have already. Do you have Tarmogoyfs? Do you have Lilianas? Do you have Thoughtseizes? And if you don't, like, what's your budget there? And it's one of those things where, like, do you want to play this game long term or do you want to play this game short term? And I think that's one of those things where you kind of it's hard to gauge. It's hard giving. I guess my point is it's hard giving people advice when they're on a budget because there's just so many variables. So I guess like the first thing is like, do you have any of the pieces first off, and then you can kind of go from there. Can they get you better than drawing cards? Drawing rules so that you don't send me on. That's fair. I think that's a really good way to look at it, Gender Dome. I really like that. I really like that analysis there, and I think you are correct. I think you're correct, and I was wrong to just pass the turn with Spellbomb open. I think you're 100% correct there. And this is one of the beauties of streaming is like I like people watching me and people will be like, yo, Kev, you fucked up. It's like, I did, and I appreciate that because then that's the only way you get better at this game, right? Oh my gosh, a Scavenging Ooze. Land, sorcery, artifact. So I can make this Grimflare small. I think I'm going to do that. Instead of like cracking this spell bomb, which I can kind of do whenever, I think I'm going to make this this Goose bigger. And they'll probably just exile my Goyf, which is kind of unfortunate. They'll attack me with Targoyf. I'm going to go to 11, which is unfortunate. The shitty thing about the spell bomb is, oh, a land would be good off the top. Please, scoos. Guess we just put Leona here. I don't have Leona. I'm gonna go with that season. This would be for a long time now. Basically, I think I would have edged out the link out of the gates. Yeah, I think that's just really unfortunate because you're gonna just lose a lot of games where you just don't have those cards because those cards are just so powerful. And the thing about Abzan right now in the current mono metagame is just the card is just so inherently weak, which is what kind of sucks. So if you're already losing the most powerful cards in the deck in an already unpowered deck, it's really much of a struggle. That being said, there are like budget alternatives. I don't think I care about this. And so you can still win games. Like Liliana, though, you can always just run more discard spells. You can run 7 discard spells. You can have an Inquisition instead. I don't know how much Inquisitions are. That being said, I don't even know how much Thoughtseizers are. Thoughtseizers are also getting reprinted too. Hopefully they're not too expensive now. Oh, they're still like, the cheapest one's like $16. Yeah, it's kind of a lot. I mean, you only need 3. I don't know if that helps. You only need 3. That's still like $48. Which is a lot for sure. But at least Thoughtseizers are played everywhere. Like, Thoughtseizers is a good investment. Inquisitions are only like $2. Okay, so at least Inquisitions aren't too bad. So, I think it's hard. I think it's still doable, because, I mean, when I first started playing Abzan, like, there's a long time ago, I had, like, Voice of Resurgences instead. And at the time, Voice of Resurgences were kind of expensive still, but not as expensive as Tarmogoyf, because I think at the time it was like $150 for a Tarmogoyf. But like, if you want to replace it for Goyf, you can have Grimflare instead. I think Grimflare is a serviceable replacement. So like, you can replace Ileana with like an extra discard spell, an extra decay, an extra fatal push, some extra removal, and extra discard, and then you can have Grimflare as a replacement. I don't know how much Grimflares are right now. Let me look how much Grimflares are. Grimflares are $5. So I don't know if that's, I don't know. So that's the definition of budget, right? Some people don't want to spend $5 here, right? So it's like, it's like $5 is okay for some people, but not for others, and it's hard to gauge that. So it's really dependent. I mean, you could always do 4 Inquisitions, and it's not like the 4th Inquisition is a waste of money either. Like, like that 4th Inquisition might also be a meta call, and you could always just do 4 Inquisitions and 2 Duress, like you said, or 2 oh my god. What's that one? It's the card I played in Pioneer. No, Agonizing Your Wish wouldn't be good, but there's that other Despise. So like, as a meta call, like if there's a lot of creature decks in your meta, you can play Despise main, right? Just have 2. And then, like, as you go, you can replace a Despise with a Thoughtseize, and then you replace another Despise with Thoughtseize. Like, Despise is just better than Thoughtseize in, like, a meta with Burn, right? So, like, it's, like, there's situations where your budget calls are actually just better. Which is kind of encouraging, just depending on your outlook, right? What are you doing? Do I want to trade Scoozes here? I think I do. Do I? If I get a land, I can play Sword. No, but the Scooz just fucks all of my plans up. So I think I do want to trade here. As awkward as that is. Because that way our Lurrus gets online. So I want to trade Scoozes here. This is actually really good for us. We're not going to win this meta war here. So I don't mind trading. Oh, this is really good for us. Oh, no. Really? I got Spell Bomb. Wow. That's pretty good. Do you only play Ad Range? I only play Abzan mid range. I don't play Abzan Coco. I started with Wilted Abzan Slave to convert the style. Yeah, I think a lot of people started with Wilted Abzan, what Roundsley said. And I don't think that's a bad place to start either. So here we can just take over the game. Them popping the Lurrus, pepping the Spell Bomb is pretty good for us, because then we can just Lurrus play Spell Bomb. I could also just Lurrus. This is tough, because I don't want to. I could have discarded the land, but I think I need the land, so I think I'm going to play the Lurrus here, bring back Spell Bomb. I see the Lurrus plus Goyf line. I think I like Lurrus plus Goyf and not activate the Liliana here. I think I like that. Oh, we could have pitched the Goyf. That's such a line that I just need to get used to. That's a really good line. I like Lurrus pitch Goyf and then play Goyf. That's just you just get a free Liliana counter. I just wasn't thinking. Thank you, Ronzi, for pointing that out. We could have had a free Liliana too here. That's really unfortunate. That's fine too. Luckily, we're not gonna get punished here. Luckily, we don't get punished. We're just gonna play Sword, equip, and then get Spell Bomb back. Ooh, Veil of Summer too. I like it. This thing is, we still can't. I actually like Lurrus and just equipping here. We want to protect the Lurrus at this point. I think we're at the point where like we just doesn't really matter what we do. We're just accumulating so much advantage. So now Lurrus just can't die unless they have like engineered explosives. Even then they can't die unless they have Damnation. So Damnation is our one like, oh, we get screwed. But I don't think Rock is playing Damnation anymore. And if they do, we just have Liliana in play with the sword. Oh, that changes things. I'm gonna yield. Oh, my boy, Hex Drinker, my boy. Love that card. The card's so good. Look how good that card is right now. It's so good. I kind of want the extra card. Veil of Summer. I guess I should have played the Spell Bomb if I really wanted to. That pitch Goyf then Lurrus, I'm really mad at myself about that. I'm very, very mad at myself. That's a line that I should just be used to playing with this deck. But I've never had that. I've never had Lurrus plus Liliana in play. As weird as that is. I've just never had that combo. Okay, you have a Progenitus. That can't race a 5/4 left thinker. Good attack. Good attack. I like it. I like it. The Spell Bomb is colorless, so we are good here. Let's see what they draw here. Feel around, they're dead. This is one of those situations where, like, it's funny how bad Veil can be, as good as that card is. I wonder if they play Lurrus themselves. I should have played my dudes. I'm just like on auto, like they're just at 0%. It doesn't matter. I'm kind of just playing sloppy because like they're just at a 0 outer here. Sweet. I guess I should play tight just to play tight, but I'm just like trying to get the game over with. Doesn't matter. Sweet. 1-1. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna need to get some water real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, Roundsley. I'm really glad you're using my emote to use. I spent a lot of effort on that stupid rhino art. I'm glad you're spamming it as much as you can. I really appreciate it. It's KO Diamond's Siege Rhino emote is what it's called. It's so funny. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and just hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully I can rattle some wins off here. If you guys want to support the channel, you guys can just follow me on Twitch, you guys, if you haven't. And then if you guys want more up-to-date stream updates on when I stream, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's KO Diamonds 22 at Twitter. I know my schedule is kind of inconsistent, but that's where you can find my most up-to-date streams. And then you guys can also look at my YouTube channel. I know I post all my streams unedited. I kind of just throw everything on there. Nothing too fancy, no fancy clip arts or anything. Just kind of just throwing that Abzan content out there. Siege Rhino, yeah. I'm glad having a lot of fans with the Siege Rhino. I love it. I love the Siege Rhino fans here. Double push against Blue at Prowess with the backup trophy for Storming Entity is exactly where we want to be in this matchup. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, this hand's really good against Burn. And Prowess is Burn here, so hopefully our opponent just goes off with the Skullscar Mage. Like Metamorphose here. Sprite Dragon. Okay. Awkwardly enough, I kind of want to push this Soulscar Mage. Because I don't want my Goyf to get shrunk. That's a good draw. Because like I was kind of like incentivized to play Tarmogoyf here, but now I can just like Inquisition and then just push the Sprite Dragon and just call it a day. Mutagenic Growth, Metamorphose, Opt. So I think I just gotta take this Mutagenic Growth. Do these decks play Spell Pierce main? If they do, I want to push this now. I don't think they do. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't know if they play Spell Pierce main. They don't. So if I get Spell Pierced here, I'm blaming you. At least. I didn't think so either. So I think we take the Metamorphose. And then we oh, we have a mole in this chat then. We have a mole. So either you're working for the broadcast list and want me to get countered, or you're actually helping me out here. And if it's the latter, then I appreciate it. So I kind of want my opponent to go all out here. Please. Okay. Yeah. No, this is definitely one of the better matchups for us. And I think when Blue-Red Prowess was like, there's that tight window where like Blue-Red Prowess was like everywhere in every league possible. And I think that tight window, Abzan was better than Jund, just because Bolt is just so bad against this matchup. No growth? No growth. I mean, maybe my opponent still thinks I'm on Jund. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense for them to not commit anything. But then their hand is just so bad because they have Steam Vents, Mutagenic Growth, X. Hopefully they don't have another creature to follow up. They bottomed with Op, by the way. Oh, Stormwing and oh, no Op. So they top with so they topped again. Weird how they didn't. So now I think it's a turn just to play Tarmogoyf. Yeah, I agree. I same in my trophy for Storming Energy. The thing about this Mutagenic Growth now is if they I'm like incentivized kind of to not block here, which kind of sucks. So like if they have anything, then I trade my Goyf for the Mutagenic Growth plus another spell. It's like, do I want to do that? Light up the stage. Good draw. Good draw. Good draw. Soulscar Mage is a very good draw here. Kind of need to draw action here. We did draw pretty well with our removal, but I don't think I want to trade Goyf with this Mutagenic Growth, and I think it's going to hold down the fort well. So I think if they attack, we're just going to go to 9. So everyone's thinking it's a pretty safe attack on their end, and I think they just don't use the growth. They're thinking about it. I don't think they should use the growth. Like I can't block with this Tarmogoyf as long as he has growth in hand. So I'm gonna fetch the Triome here. Path is a really good draw. Do I just go balls to walls and attack? Sure. Right? Make them draw. I could also just trophy this, and then just attack, and then see what they do with the spell the Swift Spear. So I think I'd trophy this and attack. I think I can race. I think I can too, my friend. I think I can too. I think I can too. So we'll see what they do here. Because like if they attack me for 1, it's like okay, I'm winning this race. And if they play like Stormwing Entity, then I'd rather just path that, right? So see how it goes. There's also an argument for like pathing this too, because if they have like a light up stage, but they can already play the light up stage, so I think it's better just to hold the path right now. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy while our opponent is in the tank. Ballsy. I like it. Come at me. So holding that path definitely have benefited us there. So now they're just hellbent. They still have a couple turns. Lurrus is good. I guess it's not good. There's nothing in their yard, but it's a 2-turn clock. I'll just take the 3-powered Lurrus. Like it's fine. And I think they're at a 0 outer here. Is this lethal? Bolt the Lurrus? Lava Dart the Lurrus, sure. I think the Hex Drinker is the nail on the coffin here. And the next turn, this Hex Drinker is just a Progenitus without any help. Off the top of the deck, sweet. This is like one of those matchups where like I could literally just throw my main back and it's like fine. So like I think Damping Spear is loose. I think Damping Spear hurts us more than helps us, especially because we also have Mishra's Bubble. I don't know if the deck runs Bedlam Reveler still. I feel like Bedlam Reveler is like pretty split. I like the Kaya's Guile. Do I want the Celestial Purge? It's one of those cards that doesn't kill Storming Entity, but I think I still want it. I could also just see trimming as Feast and Famine. Like, Feast and Famine really doesn't do anything in this matchup. And I kind of want to just... So this is kind of awkward because, like, I don't want the Thought Seizes because it deals me damage, but then it takes Storming Entity, which is kind of a big deal, and Bedlam Reveler if they run it, which is kind of awkward. So I can see... I can see like pros and cons for Thoughtseize, and then it gets like a Lightning Bolt Lava Dart deck, like keeping in Thoughtseize is awkward. But I think it's worth just like cutting all the Thoughtseizes. So then from there is like, do we want Spell Bombs? Do we want Engineer Explosives? It's like I can honestly see just like going like this. Just keeping in 2 Thoughtseizes. I kind of want like an Engineered Explosives just because it can hit all the 1-drops that are kind of annoying and that you kind of don't want to waste a Fatal Push on, and you can just Fatal Push a Sprite Dragon. I could also just see Spellbomb just because it is better against like Bedlam Reveler. I can see also cutting Hex Trigger because against a Lava Dart deck is just so bad. So maybe I can just go like this. Especially on the draw. Like on the draw, I think Thoughtseize is just better. And then just Spellbombs against like random. But I can also see like an argument for like explosives. So maybe I'll just do 1/1. Because like I don't want to get run over by 1-drops either. So we can just go like this. I like the 2 Thoughtseize plan. Yeah, I think 2 Thoughtseize is fine. This card is just so good in this matchup. You kind of just want it. Like, it's like worth the 2 life in all our spots when you just take a Storming Entity. Like, the deck is just so threat light. Anybody you with Lurrus against mostly the mono 1-drops and 2-drops is good. That too, that synergy is really good. And that's one of those situations. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of want a second explosives with Lurrus. I can see having more than 1 explosive in this sideboard just because you're in 3 Lurrus. I do want to watch out for Blood Moon. Wow, no 1-drop. That's what I want to see. I could just play Spellbomb here. I think I'll fetch Forest to play around Blood Moon. It sucks because I can't play the Path, but I think not going to Path for right now is fine. I don't want to lose a Blood Moon. I've seen these lists play Blood Moon, which is kind of weird because I don't think they're running any basic islands. But we'll see. This matchup's obviously a lot better on the Planeswalker. I've seen Planeswalker like that, which makes sense. And then, but then we see like Wooded Foothills, and it's like, what are you doing? Oh no! Am I gonna get punished for not getting white for fucking Path? I'm gonna get punished for not getting white for Path now. That's super unfortunate. I guess I just can't play around Blood Moon at this point. Like for next game if I lose. Yeah. Which makes sense against like burn and stuff. I still need a white mana source. Our opponent bottom top with Storming Entity, just FYI. think we just play Tarmogoyf here. It's unfortunate. Because I don't want to, like, not do anything this turn. Like, literally we're not going to do anything. So I'd rather just commit to the board in case they draw, like, a Swiffer or something. We could take a lot of damage here. That might just be a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So they're kind of lightning bolt. Oh man, they get to deal with my Tarmogoyf? Do I want to save my Goyf? Oh, I did F6. Thank you. I think it's worth saving Goyf here. I think it's worth saving Goyf here. And if they spend another bolt on it, they can. I mean, they could also just have a Lava Dart, which is also fine. Yeah. Now we're going to take a lot of damage from the Storming Entity. Maybe it's correct just to play the Triome. I guess I want to Inquisition here. It like saves me a life at least. And then we can try, and then we can Pathless Goyf. Aether Gust. I think I want to take the Sprite Dragon because it's just like less damage I'm taking. Yeah, I think I like just taking Sprite Dragon, then we just have more removal. Cause like I don't really care about Aether Dust. Man, I just don't think that's better. I hope I win too. I hope I win too. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the kind words, Mr. Jurassic Park. I welcome you to the Abzan clan here. I mean, Aether Gust is annoying. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't want to. Like, it's still a 1-for-1. Like, it's fine. Thoughtseize. They could have another Storming Entity in hand. They could have a Lightning Bolt in hand, which would be really bad. But then at least we make room for our Tarmogoyf. And like worst case scenario, we just take this Gust. It's fine. We go to 5, which is really unfortunate. Virtual 4 with this Lava Dart. But we'll see. What do they have in hand that they're tanking? Oh, okay. So I'm going to upkeep Path this Storming Entity. Don't want to get Spell Pierce or something. Bye. Thanks, Dan. Have a good night, buddy. I'll talk to you in the chat later. Fail to find. It's what I like to see. Okay, that's fine too. So we're going to push first, obviously. We don't want to get our Goyf Lava Darted and Shrunk. But we're kind of in a prime position to turn the corner here. I could also just see getting a sort of Feast and Famine here. Yeah, I'm going to push this. I kind of want to get this Battle Skull into play as soon as possible because we're at such a low life. So I think I like just playing Stoneforge Mystic. And then we get a land next turn, we can just Goyf plus play Batterskull. So we're in a good spot here. We see our opponents just have like one Bart whiff, maybe? Like I wouldn't mind just having a lands. I've noticed that this deck kind of gets stuck on lands a lot. Manamorphose. A Braid. That's unfortunate. Opponent's top decking. Pretty decent. Okay, that's pretty decent draw too. Oh, lay at the stage. Oh no. Oh, okay, it's 4 damage. I was like, no way. This is a tough spot here. Oh, that's a good draw. That bauble is a good draw because that information is so valuable here. Ah, we just die. Damn. That was unfortunate. Just so close. We're also 1 point short. If my opponent had a blank, we would still have to. We'd be 1 damage short, so we'd still be a turn. We'd still give him another turn. So, dang, that's so unfortunate. That's unfortunate. GG's opponent. GG's. Opponent's just slow rolling here. Kind of slow rolling. Which makes sense. That was honestly the correct play. Like in case they had weather or something. Even then, like weather stops it. But I think my opponent played pretty well. Unfortunate that Thoughtseize cost us the game too. But taking the Ether Gust probably cost us. I think it was free. I think let's just keep the configuration. I think I like this configuration here. Excuse me. Darn. We're so close to turning that corner right there. Oh, just so unfortunate. Need that Kaya's Guile, man. Them top decking that Braid was really good too. Oh well, on to game 3. Let's hopefully we can take this match overall. Man, they just top decked a Braid into Light Up the Stage into Burst Lightning and Goyf. That's crazy. I'll just play this Triome, I think. I could also bobble myself and then I think I like that more. I think I like bobbling and then see if I want to play a Charm or Stoneforge Mystic. I think I want that. Please. Hopefully they don't play a 1-drop, so we can kind of be on the front foot of the Stoneforge Mystic. Opponent's tanking here. Ugh. It's awkward. I think I want to play Goyf here. Fetch. Pass. Force them to bolt my Tarmogoyf. And then block it. It's fine. Next turn I could play Stoneforge Mystic and push their Soulscar Mage. I think I like that. And then the Goyf's out. It's big enough to survive a bolt here. I don't care if it dies because we have a Lurrus in hand. Excuse me. Opponent is in the tank. I know I play slow, but my opponent's also playing pretty decently slow too. Is that 10 minutes? I don't mind blocking here. I want them to expend all the resources on this Tarmogoyf. And then I just play Stoneforge Mystic. I'll make a Batter Skull. And if it dies, then I just play Lurrus and then bring back a Bauble. So that's kind of like my plan the next couple turns. Okay. Goes to 3-4. Opponent topped with Opt. Just FYI here. I know I have the game log covered or not shown. Gut shot. Okay. Ah, Inquisition's a good draw too. I kind of want Inquisition here. Just take away the removal spell for Stoneforge Mystic. Gut shot for cycling a Braid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, those Revelers are scary. I guess I'm going to take the burst lighting because it's the most efficient. The thing is, like, do I want to play Stoneforge Mystic now? I think the answer is yes. Just to be more mana efficient. Because if I play Stoneforge Mystic here, I can fetch Batter Skull. They're gonna Braid. And then I can play Lurrus. Hopefully draw. If I draw a land next turn, that'll be perfect. Because I can go Lurrus and get Bobble back. But if I don't play Stoneforge Mystic, then there's... I think I just need to play Stoneforge Mystic here. And then I'm going to get Sword of Fire and Ice. And then we'll take 2 from Soulscar Mage. Hopefully we just draw a land here. Which is fine. If they braid us, it's what we want here. And hopefully we just draw a land. Land would be the best draw here. Yes. Opt. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So there's still a ways from... Hopefully they don't have a removal spell. Oh, and then we can equip the Sword and Fire and Ice too. That'd be gas. Like, Sword and Fire and Ice equipping Lurrus is exactly what we want to do here. Yep. And they kind of have, they're incentivized to bolt the Lurrus now. Or like double gut shot or something. As long as I dodge a bolt here, we're gonna just take over the game. Nice. So I could be greedy and just equip Sword here with Lurrus, but I'd rather just get the for sure threat that can block this Bedlam Reveler. Attack with Lurrus. Go back up to 20 life, which is absurd. And the next turn we can equip plus play Sword of Fire and Ice. Like, we're in a pretty decent spot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they need a gut shot and then Bedlam Reveler. And then we have 8, 10, 12. Yeah, so we have lethal. They have no out. They need to draw Bolt plus land. And even then, like, we just equip Sword to a Tarmogoyf, and it's so hard for them to beat that too. So they need like triple Goyf. But even then, they don't have the mana to do it. Yeah, so they need to go like Bedlam Reveler into Mountain and then like plus Bolt and kill the Lurrus. And then hopefully draw Braid and then just chump block to kill the sword. Because like we have the trophy to kill whatever creature. So we're like I think we are. Yeah. So they're gonna Reveler? They have to Reveler here. Yeah. It's interesting how they gut shot this. So do they have a Lava Dart in hand? They don't. Interesting. So maybe they're just hoping to top deck a Lava Dart, which is I think well no, even then, like they need to pay 1 mana to cast it. I don't see the logic behind Lava Darting the Lurrus. And this is one of the decks where like Blade Prowess is not very good on the back foot. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. Lurrus is so good. I love Lurrus. Lurrus is that card that just makes Abzan just playable again. It just like snowballs out of control, and that's what you this is what the deck needed. Just like Lurrus, bring back Tarmogoyf, thanks. Oh, you didn't kill it? I'm gonna bring back a Bauble and just draw an extra card. Like, it's just so good. It was definitely one of the better matchups, but it's good to capitalize on those when you win matchup roulette in Modern, right? 2 more to go. I appreciate your positivity around Slay. Lurrus is revealed. I'm gonna keep bottom of land. Probably bottom forest here. Lurrus is interesting. I think I bottom forest just so I had double black. Sorry, that took me a lot longer than it should. I'm probably gonna try on with this. Black Leafless, oh, so it's Black Red Prowess. Sure. Black Red Prowess. Stoneforge Mystic is a good draw here. Because I don't want my play by Tarmogoyf that just dies to a Bolt, and Tarmogoyf's really good in this matchup. So I'll probably just get sort of Fire Nice. Yeah, we're just so far away from Batterskull. Metamorphose. You got it. Wow. That's a turn. Wow, they're going off. Are they going to kill me? That's kind of weird how they went for the Mutagenic Growth here. Hopefully this Tarmogoyf can hold the fort. I don't think I can trophy it now. I think I need to hopefully just stabilize with the Goyf. At least Celestial Purge is better in this matchup. Bobble. Thanks for going my Goyf, buddy. Target me. You got it. Cloif's a good draw. I can also see a world where I just attack here too. I almost went 9. Kind of don't want to do that. But we could also just trophy too. I think we just have to hold back. Let's see what's in this deck list. Thoughtseize. I can see him taking the sword. I can see some taking both actually. This trophy. I guess the abbot. This is actually a tough choice for them. Trying to see what I want to board in post board. Oops, sorry. Looking at the deck list, I know it like got second place in the showcase. Lava Dart, 9-volt. Yeah, so that's Killing Crane, man. That's pretty sweet. Wow, did they not search? They left the Lurrus, which is pretty good for us. If we get a land, we can Lurrus, bring back Stoneforge Mystic. Get back Batter Skull. Okay. Sweet. I think we're at the position where we still can't attack, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate that our sort of Fire and Ice got Thoughtseized. Get the Batter Skull though. Don't think we want to attack, because I don't want to block with the Lurrus either. Them cracking the peatlands or your islet, it's pretty good, because then they, oh no, don't Thoughtseize us. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Man, that was definitely a good draw. Are they gonna attack? That'd be really great if they attacked this. Wow. Attack like this. And we can just bring the Stoneforge back. That was a really aggressive attack. Now they just die on the crackback? That was a really weird attack. I guess maybe I should have blocked with the Lurrus too. But I think this Lurrus is going to win me the long game anyway. Like, a bolt means, yeah, okay. That's so weird. I was going to say, like, the bolt doesn't do anything. Interesting. Perch. Guile, Explosives, 2 Spell Bombs. I think this is the matchup where, like, all the Hex Shrinkers are gone, Thought Seizers are gone, and I think that's just a clean swap there. Again, like, Lava Dart, Hex Shrinker comes out. I can see an argument for, like, Veiled Summer coming in, too. But, like, it's so loose against Thoughtseize. Let's look at their sideboard again, because, like, their deck is primarily red. Like, they're really splashing black just for Lurrus, really, and discard spells. And I'm not entirely sure they would keep in discard spells post-board. So they'd be mostly red post-board. I can see... Yeah, I can see, like, Spell Bombs coming in from there, but again, like, Veil of Summer doesn't do anything there. I don't think Veil of Summer is good. And this is one of the matchups where, like, Thoughtseize is just actually worse than Inquisition. They don't have Bedlam Reveler, or, like, Storming Entity. Like, this deck is just a lot more lower to the ground. So these Inquisitions are just straight better, and I like kind of that configuration here. So, yeah, it's good for Thoughtseize, but that's about it. Who's their bro? How's it going, Last God? Hope we're having a good night. Yeah, I don't think Veil is good enough. I think Veil is only good in those spots. Like this, like I can see maybe they boarded a Fatal Push here and there, but it's like, I don't mind trading like my creature for a Fatal Push because I just bring it back with Lurrus. So I think I like just taking that trade. I think this cyber configuration is fine. I think it's just the knee-jerk reaction to bring in Thoughtseize, like Veil of Summer against Thoughtseize decks, but I don't think you do against these red-black prowess decks. This deck kind of lacks removal, and I think this hand would be better on the play than the play than the draw. But I think it's still fine. Sure. I could also see this deck playing Blood Moon. It probably does. The one that top 8 challenge did not, but I can see. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we could easily die here. We could easily die here. I'm gonna fetch a forest. Ooh, Assassin's Trophy changed things. I think here I'm gonna trophy the Kiln Fiend and then try to veil the Swift Sphere. Wow. I wonder what the white splash is for. Just Helix? That's weird. They could just get the Lurrus back too, which is awkward. The trophy did a lot of damage. Ooh, they are not. I'm gonna get a swamp here, make sure we're totally insulated against Blood Moon. And then they're gonna Lava Dart it, which is fine. Like, I don't care. They're gonna play a Lava Dart. Interesting. Oh, that's true. You duh. You're a smart man. You're a smart man, my friend. I am an idiot. Excuse me. They could lava dart here, which would be really bad. I guess I should pop this spell bomb now, and then play the Stoneforge Mystic. So it doesn't get like blown out with lava dart. Wow. Just sacking all the lands, huh? Get a sword. You know, it's the free information that you get, and then you just don't take it. That's what sucks. Sure, are they gonna play Lurrus? They don't play Lurrus. Wow. Interesting. Well, I guess they want to get the value off of it. That makes sense. I don't think I want to play the spell bomb. I'm not gonna crack it. Like they can bring back the Seal of Fire. It's fine. If anything, I want them to. I want them to go Lurrus, bring back Seal of Fire. That's perfectly fine with me. Sure. I could have also went Sword plus Goyf, but I think just going double Goyf is fine, because then we just present lethal here. I opened a Topper Sophie. Nice! I do like all the arts. I think they all look really sweet. I guess I could bobble first. See what they draw. They could also just have Path. They're representing Path super hard. Another Seal of Fire. Nice. Wow, what's with all of our opponents just letting this Sophie trigger hit? That's crazy. Absolute crazy. Oh, I want to play the spell bomb. Oh well. I'm just like so baffled by my Goyf like getting through. So is your Kaya Taxus like black white? It's interesting what when for like Taxus players like which colors are just like better in the current meta, right? Like is black just better than like green or like mono white? I'm not entirely sure. Helping you get that 4-1. Hopefully. I mean, at this point, we already made our tickets back. And my goal with Abzan is really, like, obviously, the ultimate goal is just a trophy. But really just to go infinite with this deck. And that's something where I've been struggling with Abzan in the past. Like, even, like during Is It Phoenix days where I cashed, like, a local 1K. Like, I thought Abzan was, like, really, really well positioned, but, like, it's I was just still struggling with Leech because the deck was just underpowered, but the deck's actually doing great. How's it going, Spider Space? Kaya's great, but Moon's everywhere, so hot. Is the black-white version not as good with Blood Moons everywhere? And hold that thought. I'm going to get some more water real quick, and I'm going to play my last match. Seems like we're talking. Why is it that every time, Spider, you come into my stream, it ends up getting derailed when we talk about taxes all the time? Like, how does that work? Like, but I'm gonna go get some water real quick. Just give me like a quick 30 seconds, and then explain to me why the black white version is worse with Blood Moon, and then I'll reply back. So just hang tight real quick. Bueno. Taxes was always worth. I don't know if taxes always worth talking about. I think taxes is trash. I'm just gonna. We're gonna play against taxes in this last round, and I'm gonna lose. But taxes is trash. I always lose the fucking taxes too, which is so annoying. I always get like that turn 3 nut draw. So dumb. Well, what's your comparison? Which taxes version is running 10? Are you talking about just straight mono white? And green red has actually dropped. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh my god, are you serious right now? Oh my god, I love a Spider just joins the chat and then just rails my stream, and I'm literally typing to him, my stream will always be about taxes, apparently, when you derail. Oh my god. Oh, this hand's a good hand. This hand's a good hand against taxes. Deal with this little sexy snake here. I guess I should have fetched first, but... Alright, have a good night, Mr. Jurassic Park. Thanks for tuning in, I really appreciate it. Hope you guys tune in next time. Not the same type of bad white cards. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Really? Oh my god. Is this like Soul Sisters? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This is too funny. I wonder if this text drinker is gonna get there. So we can level up next turn and push whatever. After my spider played Saracen, I was like, really? And he's like, you can blame the thief. And I'm like, really? Oh no! That's unfortunate. Man, my hand sucks. He just took the 2. Interesting. Might as well just push this now. My hand is so bad. I need help. Lurrus off the top would be really good. Stoneforge Mystic would be really good. Oh no. Heliod. Figured as much. Oh my gosh. And this is where the wheels falls off. Every time I play against Spider, like, this is just what happens. Tell him I hate him. Oh my gosh. Never the balance in this universe just is not there. You know, we're gonna lose to this stupid Pride Mate, and it's gonna be very, very annoying. Oh, he didn't give it lifelink? What the hell? I guess he doesn't need to. If he's just gonna use his mana. Oh no. Yeah, we did. This is what happens whenever I play against Spider, dude. It's really funny at this point. Explosive seems good. I don't know, just like this thing's fine. I can see like trimming on the Stoneforge package. Like, just like a little random sack effect, I think just isn't good enough. I think E is just better, so I think I just trim on the Stoneforge package here. We also saw Lurrus, so maybe he wants spell bombs. I guess Kaya's Guile's good for that then too. Maybe just board out discard here. This is just gonna be a mid-range fest. Can't believe I'm gonna fucking lose against Spider. I fucking hate him. I hate him so much. I was going to, but I had to bring up the league. Oh, I was asking Spider V stream because he's saying he like completely destroyed Dredge, and I definitely want to see it. Maybe Plague Engineer just isn't that great. Like they have like the Sarah Ascendant, but that's about it. It's like they have like Pride Mage. So we saw Lurrus, the Johnny's Pride Mate, Helia, Ballista, Lurrus. So like Plague Engineer doesn't do that much. So maybe we just leave it like this. I wish this exiled white permanents too. Oh, well. Spider says he's ready for the tilt. This hand's fine. This hand has a lot of equipment in it, but no way we can mulligan this. We have interaction. So I'm gonna make sure I don't F6. Martyr of Sands. Is that pushable? I guess. Thoughtseize for Helia does seem helpful. Maybe I'm sideboarding wrong here. But this feels so bad. I mean, we're on the Tarmogoyf plan here. Ooh, Liliana's a great draw. Great draw. Hopefully they just play like a stupid Primate or something. I'll take that. Luckily, this equipment is going to do work. Maybe I should have boarded in Kasali Pride Mage for the rest in peace. Walking Ballista. Makes sense. I think I just have to Veil here. I have to play the ball first just in case they sack this. Duh. Sure, and I'll upkeep target them with bubble. So I guess they board out Lurrus. Oh no, they're gonna double Ballista. Mega yikes. It's because I can bring back Kasali Pride Mage with Lurrus. It's gonna be so awkward that the Liliana minus the Ballista. But that being said, it's like, and then we just get like 2 for 1 essentially, because they're just gonna ping the Goyf and the Liliana. Like I don't want to discard any of these cards. So bad. That rip is just so good. That being said, we're like doing okay. Like we can play Battle Skull next turn, and then we can equip it with Sword the following turn, and just hopefully that's enough. Like we just need their hand to be not that good. Like hopefully it's just like multiple rest pieces or something. Or just lands. Like a Pride Mate is fine. That's fine too. Like that's the kind of card on my Gasher you can have that resolve. Sure. RX shipping's huge. Water sands. Gross. The Heliod RX shipping combo is definitely scary. Oh, Germ is black. Fucking Christ. I need Path to Exile, which is really ironic. That's fine. I didn't want to attack with the Batterskull anyway. Like, this deck seems like the type of deck that just like it's designed to just fuck me. Oh, I took out the fucking other sword too. That's very tilting. That being said, we can just equip this Batterskull on this Stoneforge Mystic, and we're actually okay. 7, 8. Stop drawing good things. Oh, sure. I think I just have to take this. Oh, and then this Heliod is just indestructible too. So we just have to just gain life here. Equip the Stoneforge. Yeah, we just need to gain life here. We need a removal spell. Another Ariok champion. My god. Play as an let us next turn profit. Yeah, but the Heliod just blocks it all day. So we really need, like, not another land. It's awkward because we kind of need like an engineer explosives, but then it also kills our Stoneforge Mystic. Just exile. Just move that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Do I want to just play this Lurrus? I guess why not, right? I don't think I'm dead. They're not. Oh yeah, so they're gonna make a 4/4 angel. Yeah, we're fucking dead. We really needed to. Gosh. Yeah, they're just gonna create 4/4s. This is very unfortunate. It seems like a really bad matchup for us. I guess I should have cast Lurrus because of all that. Auriok Shopping, huh? I mean, this is a matchup where like Lingering Souls will be pretty good just because they can fly over. The fact that I don't have a Sword of Light and Shadow is what kind of sucks. I think that's kind of the blind spot, I think. The thing is, though, is... I guess it depends on how much Path is in the meta. I can also just see having a Sword of Light and Shadow just main, depending on the meta. Oh man, they have Castle Ardenvale too? Yikes. Man, I just got destroyed this game. I think this came a turn too slow. Yeah, just a turn too slow. Yeah, I think I just a turn too slow. The rest in peace doesn't really do me in. I think if that rest in peace just nullified our Tarmogoyfs just completely, and we kind of just aggro them out, which is what's unfortunate. And this is the deck where like I feel like it's okay to, because I feel like I built the deck so it doesn't completely fall to rest in peace, and which is why the Stoneforge package is there. But I think just the way that game lined up is the Tarmogoyf plus the Lurrus just made it seem like it was just no bueno. But another 3-2 is fine. I mean, can't complain going infinite, right? Fuck you, Squarespace. Fuck you, Squarespace. I fucking hate you. I hate you so much, with a passion. We were never friends, and we are for sure no longer friends ever. Just gonna throw that out there. I'm just kidding. That was a good game. Honestly, I think that matchup is pretty bad for me. I think you just have. I feel like any matchup that just has Heliod is just so difficult for me, just because I can't get rid of it. Like unless I can randomly path it. Like I guess path wasn't out. But other than that, like just having Heliod and then just having this big pro black creature that I can't attack through is pretty good. I feel like you just destroyed Jund, right? Like you just shit on Jund and Dredge like RX champion seems fine. What did you lose to? Oh, I'm assuming you. So I'm assuming you went 4-1, and the fourth win was against me. Oh, you punted against Dredge. Yeah, I feel like Dredge is one of those matchups where it's just so easy to punt against, and I don't know why. You won with 0 cards left? No way. So how did you punt? Like what was the play? Like what should you have done differently? I guess is the better question to ask. As we're chatting, I'm looking for someone to raid since the league is over. And as you let me know what your punt was. But I guess to round it out, we lost against Gruel, beat Prowess, Blue Red Prowess, Black Red Prowess. Lost to Spider Space on stupid mono white bullshit. And then what was the second to last game? Oh gosh, I don't remember the second to last game. We 2-0'd them. I lost at 0. Would have been at 1 with the Soul Sister. Oh, so what did you play instead of the Soul Sister? Did you play like the Sarah Senate or something? Oh, we played Rock. That's right. So we played Rock, Blue Red Prowess, Blackbird Prowess, lost to Mono White Bullshit, and lost to Gruel, which is about right. So did you play? Yeah, it was Rock. We beat Green Black Rock when my opponent just let me get 2 Sophie triggers, which is weird. Oh, Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't like. When what world would you have played that over the Soul Sister? I think you play Soul Sister first, right? Like 100%. I don't think there's a. I don't think there's a matchup where you'd want to lead with the Vigilance dude that makes angels. I don't think. I don't think there's a world where you want to do one over the other. I see. That's unfortunate. I'm sure you'll trophy eventually. That deck seems really, really good, and it seemed like looking at Nassif's Twitter. I think that's who you said was brewing it. I forget it was Nassif. I think he seemed like he was pretty on board with it too. So. I love the Siege Rhino emote spam. I love it. That's awesome. I love how it's Golgar Siege and like my Siege Rhino. That emotes are so good. So good. 11-1. That's pretty crazy. And it's great when you play an unknown deck too. Just it's so difficult to sideboard because even for me it's like I don't know how to sideboard against your deck. Like so like from your point of view, right? Like I guess from your expertise on the deck, how would you sideboard with my deck? So how I sideboarded was I think I shaved a Stoneforge Mystic and a Sword of Feast, can't talk. I trimmed one Stoneforge Mystic and trimmed a Sword of Feast and Famine, and I think I cut all the Thought Seizes because I was expecting a Grand Fest, and I boarded in like Plague Engineers and Spell Bombs, but I saw you because I thought you had Lurrus, but you boarded in Rest in Peace. So I'm assuming you boarded out the Lurruses then. So if you board out the Lurruses, then the Spell Bombs are just trash. Because I just saw the Lurrus and I just didn't think you'd bring in Rest in Peace, but you clearly did, and absolutely destroyed me. Like that turn to Rest in Peace just destroyed me. Like the Tormodga should have like taken over the game with the sword equipped, and it just didn't. And I think I boarded in like one Plague Man, but it doesn't matter. I know you're not gonna stream swipe me, so it's like whatever. What I'm mad about is like I always lose to you. I'm like 0-3 or 4, or like 0-4 against you. That's what's tilting more than anything. But yeah, I don't know how I swordboard against you. I think oh yeah, I also boarded in explosives. So it's like it's explosives, boarded in Kaya's Guile, and then I think I boarded in like one Plague Man, but maybe I keep in the sword because like the turn where I had the Feast and Famine, like where I played the Stoneforge and couldn't tutor, like maybe the sword could make a difference. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. So then maybe I keep in the Spell Bomb anyway. I don't know. Maybe the matchup's just that bad, and hopefully it doesn't pick up steam, and I just never play against you again. Yeah, I don't have Sword of Lion Shadow, and I was talking about that like right before I conceded, where I feel like Lord's Light and Shadow, Sword of Light and Shadow is kind of a meta call, and maybe I kind of want it in the board just against like random path decks, because like I luckily haven't played against like Bant Snow or anything, a blue white Stoneblade, where like I really want the pro white. But that might just be a blind spot where maybe I just cut like this Pride Mage for it or something. Because I know you have Light and Shadow main, and I asked you about that on Twitter, where you like Light and Shadow because you said one is good at attacking through stuff and one is good at not dying, and I think that your explanation was perfect. Because like I played a league where I just had Light and Shadow instead, and I played against Jund and Gruul, and I couldn't attack through their Goyce or like their Scoozes or anything. But a Feast and Famine could. And I think this deck wants to just kill you and not really protect my stuff because I can just bring it back with Lurrus. So I think Sword and Feast and Famine is just better in this deck. It's not that good versus them though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if they have Path, like or like Teferi, 3-mana Teferi, like I want to protect my Lurrus from Path. And I think that's where I would want Sword of Light and Shadow. But I think that's really niche, and maybe I just don't want Sword of Light and Shadow in the deck. I don't think maybe it's just not worth the sideboard slot. Who knows? This after kind of playtesting it, I think like Sword of Feast and Famine is just better. Yeah, Light and Shadow seems like better in a Coco Ataxis build for sure. Only thing is you can get a creature to discard back or get back Lurrus, which is great. Yeah, that's the thing. I like the card that I miss in this deck is actually Unearth. Being able to bring back Lurrus itself, because like once a Lurrus gets discarded, it feels kind of bad. Because like if there's any way you bring up Lurrus, you can just steamroll and you just snowball out of control. So that's kind of like what I miss, and maybe I just want Unearth and not like a Sword of Light and Shadow, because like that's um, kind of like it's like a very situational way to work around to bring a Lurrus back. Because I feel like if you're connecting with a creature that has a Sword of Light and Shadow on it, you're winning anyway. Whereas Unearth is just kind of like, oh crap, my bridge is button, I just bring something back. So, that being said, I think Light and Shadow is just better against Tactus for that reason. So, um, I don't know. It's interesting how like certain builds favor certain swords, and it's not just like when first Stoneforge Mystic just got unbanned. It's interesting how people are like, yeah, it doesn't really matter what the triggers are. It's just the fact that it's what gets protection, and that's why it's like, oh yeah, people are saying Sword and Fire and Ice is just not good, and it's like, no, Sword and Fire and Ice is gasoline. Um, but it's still something to think about. You don't want to ignore the protection colors, and I think that's still worth some value. And that's why I still think about Light and Shadow every day. I'm just like, is Light and Shadow worth swapping here? And I think the answer is still no. So Lingering Souls is one of those cards where like I don't want to play anymore. I think the card is just underpowered in Modern right now, which is super unfortunate. On paper it synergizes with the deck because like yeah, so exactly. It carries swords well. It discards the Liliana of the Veil. Um, the problem is like it's just so underpowered. Like there's never a game where I'm just like, oh yeah, I want 2/1/1s in play for 3 mana and I'm gonna tap out for it. I've never been in a situation where that's good. And it's one of those things where when I lose a game, I'm like, yeah, I wish I had Lingering Souls like that last game. But I don't think I was really necessarily gonna win the game if I drew Lingering Souls anyway. Um, and it's one of those things where like I might consider it in the sideboard, where against a matchup like this, I'd probably board in like 2 Lingering Souls. But against the wide meta, like Lingering Souls just isn't that good. Like tapping out for it just isn't good. And on that note, I think this deck is a little bit more lower to the ground with 22 lands. I like how it tops out at 3, and that's it. And I don't want to clunk the deck enough, more than it already is. Because with 3 Liliana, 3 Lurrus, and 2 swords, it's already really, really clunky. And if I cut any of these cards here for more souls, our curve is just fucked. I mean, there's plenty of games where I like how the deck feels right now because of being able to like push and play Hexdrinker on turn 2, or like go Lurrus plus Hexdrinker and bring Hexdrinker back on with 4 mana. Like the deck is just so lean and does so much with few little mana that I just like how it feels, and Lingering Souls kind of just throws it out the window. I haven't tried Grimflare yet. It's just one of those things where like slots in this deck are just so tight. Like I have 4 Stoneforge Mystic, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 4 Tarmogoyf, and there's no room. Like I can see maybe I was just gonna say I could see it maybe Grimflare being better than Hexdrinker, but I just like having a so Giver is one of those other options where I was going back and forth too. But I just like how aggressive Hexdrinker is. Like Hexdrinker has won me so many games where like in that board state where I can't attack through, you talk about how I don't have any evasion. Hexdrinker is the evasion that doesn't need swords. It just wins the game. It has protection from everything. And I like that over Giver where I don't really care to protect the Lurrus. Like keeping the Lurrus would be nice to have, but I'd rather just have another threat and rather just kill my opponent with Hexdrinker. That being said, I think Giver is worth testing. Just because being able to protect your Stoneforge Mystic to bring in with Batterskull seems good. But the other axis that I wanted to build this deck on was I really wanted to make it purely black-green and only splash white for Stoneforge Mystic. That way I can make my mana a lot better. Because if I run Giver Runes, I'm going to have to start running stuff like Concealed Courtyard and like change my mana a little bit to accommodate the white more, and I just don't like that kind of build, I guess. Giving evasion is good. I just think it's one of those situations where it's like a mid-range deck, and I want the individual pieces to be good on their own, and Giver is not. And Giver kind of relies on another threat in play to go through this to like plow through a board state, right? And it's easy to like reflect back and be like, oh yeah, like Giver would have been good there. But I think it's one of those things where you want to look at your whole sample set. And Hexdrinker has just won me so many games based on just its ability that I'd rather just have Hexdrinker than anything else. Like Hexdrinker has won me so many games where I don't really deserve to win them, and maybe you could say that for Giver, and maybe there's an equal number, and that's why I'm saying maybe it's worth testing, but that's some information makes back creatures do a lot more. Yeah, that's true. I think you're right there. And again, like you could equip a Giver with sword. Yeah, exactly. You can equip Giver with swords. So I think it's just weird. Like I tried Giver when Modern Horizons was released, but this is pre Stoneforge Mystic and pre Lurrus, and it was just bad. Because like you don't want to protect your Tarmogoyf. On theory, you want to give your Grimflayer protection, and then you can attack through, and you think it's gas. But in reality, all of us, like sometimes Giver is your only threat, and it's a 1/2, and it doesn't do anything. Hexdrinker as a standalone threat will win you the game. Because like these mid-range deck are just, it's kind of creature-like. Like your taxes list, you run more creatures, so like Giver is just better, and you have more pieces or more cards that you want to protect. Just because like for example, like your mono white deck right now, like you can protect the combo, or you want to protect Thalia because that's your only form of interaction. Like I have discard, I have like Fatal Push and Liliana's where like Giver doesn't really do much. So yeah, taxes is purely synergy based, while this Abzan list is not. Like yeah, there's some like cards that work together, like Bauble plus Lurrus, Bauble with Tarmogoyf, Liliana with potentially Lingering Souls, but it's much less synergy based, and exactly why I think um, like Giver is not that great, because like Giver is only good in decks where you are synergy based or you want to protect a specific combo, and so like Devoted Druid Givers on paper should be great, but I know they don't really run Giver that much, but that's the kind of deck that you want. Or I guess like Devoted Devastation, right? That deck runs Givers. But it's not like this is the deck that wants Givers on paper, and from my experience. That being said, this is a different build than I've tested Giver, and again, like maybe it is worth testing. I just don't have the time, I guess, to really test the Givers. I'm kind of just jamming this because I feel like I have the main I like the main a lot. And it's from there I'm kind of like tweaking the sideboard and stuff. I really like there's no slot in the main that I dislike, and I think that's why it's so hard for me to swap the Hexdrinkers for Givers, because I like Hexdrinkers a lot. I think for science maybe it's worth testing if I have a lot of time, but I think it's just difficult with my work schedule right now to really test something extra for just one league. I know you're keeping it 3 seasons. Have you thought about a singleton Shalai? Thought about how it protects you? Shalai's cute. I'm just kind of reluctant on 4-drops, just because I want the deck to be lean. Because if I wanted a 4-drop, I could see like Kalidas instead, just with the way the meta is going. Or Siege right now. But I can see a Shalai too, over like, I don't know, if you want to cut. So like the other option is you can always like trim the one Stoneforge Mystic and a Feast of Famine, and you have 2 equipment. But I feel like you just run out of equipment to tutor up when you bring back this Stoneforge Mystic with Lurrus, so that's why I have the 4/3. That's the other card I really want is Cling, but there's just no room. Like there's so many cards I want: Cling to Dust, a 4th Veil, potentially Lingering Souls, another Path, a 3rd Scooze, a Decay. Like there's cards I want. A Cling to Dust is one of those cards, and I can see that a 1 of main, maybe over like the Hexdrinker. But I haven't really missed the Cling, I guess. I don't know. I think Cling is really, really good when you want to like grind. It's just another way of accumulating card advantage late game, because you can just escape like cards and just accumulate that card advantage. Because it was really good against the rock opponent. That being said, I don't know how. I just don't have room. I really don't. I like the 4th package 2 rounds exactly. I can see 1 discard spell and trophy being your flex slots. I don't think so. I think the 6 removals, the 6 discard spells is where you want to be. The deck wants that early interaction. The trophy, I can see maybe the Cling over the trophy, but then at that point it's like, wouldn't I rather just cut the path and make the path the Cling? But then we're just already so removal light. Because like the normal Jund list, they have like 6 Path Bolt Split, a Pulse, a couple K Command, and like 4 Liliana. We are skimping on the Liliana, and we're skimping on like 3 to 4 actual spot removal spells, because there's the 3 Lurrus plus 4 Bauble plus 4 Stoneforge Mystic and 3 Equipment take up so much of the deck that we're just skimping our removal anyway, and I don't want to cut the interaction in discard or the trophies because of that. Then again, you can also say Cling is interaction and it cantrips too, and I can see the argument for that as well, but I think I'd rather see Wrath of the Trophy anyway. I can see that change too. I can see the second path over the third trophy. That being said, I'm trying to make the deck super light on white. I mean, I haven't missed more paths. Then again, like I just lost your Heliod, right? So maybe I didn't want the path to path your Heliod away. And against all your stupid Ariel champions. But yeah, I mean, maybe I think that's also a good change to keep in mind. But I think that's gonna do it for me. I think I'm gonna raid Twinless Twin, my boy. Him and I play in the same LGS at Channel Fireball in California, and he won the Modern Challenge with Grixis Lurrus, so he made that whole everyone go crazy on Grixis Lurrus. He was the man. So I'm going to raid. His name is Max. He's a good boy, a good guy. I honestly appreciate you tuning in, buddy. I really appreciate you spamming the emotes, dude. You made my me spending the time making those emotes worth it. Twinless Twin MTG. I'm gonna start the raid once this is over. But other than that, appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, you guys can follow me on Twitch and Twitter. All the names are below in the bottom. Other than that, I'll take it easy, guys, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.